Alright, now what we're doing, we're working on the bottom half of his pants. We also need his boots out at the front, so we're going to work on that next. We have his arms basically cut out, and what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and figure out where his boots are. And you can see this is fairly thick, not overly thin. So we're just going to make his shoes kind of the same size all the way around. Alright, so we're just going to do this here. Alright, the first thing we're going to do though is in the back here, we'll put the seat of his pants about there. Alright, or a little bit lower. Alright, what we're going to do is we're just going to scoop this out maybe 1/8 of an inch or so from the back. You'll see what happens with this. Okay, see how we have that coming out a little bit, so let's take a little bit more out. See how I'm pushing the blade with my thumb and using my thumb as a pivot point? It's really important to do that. And we're just going to round this off here a little bit. Okay, same thing over here. Alright, so that's kind of the beginning of the back end here. And, you know, this is overly exaggerated, so we're going to go a little bit lower than that line. And we're just going to cut out his boots. We're just going to start. You don't want to go too far up here because this will be his knee area. So, it doesn't look like it will all fit, but somehow it fits. So, again, we go over it a couple of times here so we have a clean cut. I'm just going to spray that a little bit just to make it softer. Alright. And just makes it a little more enjoyable to cut this area out. The only thing when you spray it and you cut a line, you can't always find it because of the wood swelling, so you want to be careful of that. Alright, so you can see that our little boots are coming apart there, and we've got a lot more there to do, but right now we're just going to cut the corners out a little bit. And the other thing we're going to do is we're going to separate this in the front. Alright. We already have that rounded, so what we're going to do is we're going to follow this all the way around. I know I went forward. You see how I did that? I was watching where that line was. See how even that became doing it that way? You just want to be careful doing it that way though. So we're going to go in a little bit here on the sides too of the boot. Okay, the other thing we got to do is go up through the center. See, my center line's there, so I'm going to follow my knife up. And I'm just going to go right there to where the bottom part of his bottom is there. So we're just going to put a little V cut in there on either side. Okay, just start showing where that is. See how it's starting to shape up a little bit? And we're going to cut this out. We got to outline his whole shoe here. See how it's starting to go in a little bit on the sides? Alright, that's what we're determining right now. And it's working out pretty good. So. Now actually, when I was looking at that, this should come down just a tad. So what we're going to do is we're going to redo this. Just come up from here. We're going to go down a little bit, just like so. Go around. Just going to recut that because the shoe is bigger in the front than it is in the heel. And we're going to just recut that. It's not a big deal to refix that. Just noticed that now when I was doing this. So. Alright, so that's what you want to do. You want to go all the way around and cut that out. See how easy that is? It's not difficult to do. Okay, see how we have that little bit of an angle going down? It's a little bit of an angle there, so that's perfectly fine. You can make that a little smaller there in the back part of that heel. The painting on this is not going to be difficult. All you want to do is you want to get some red, which I use what they call a Christmas red, and I mix a little bit of burnt umber with it. Burnt sienna with it, just to make it a little bit more deeper color. And there's nothing wrong with adding a little color to what comes straight out of a tube. A lot of people use their own little mixtures up. Okay, so we have that going down a little bit, which looks nice. We're going to cut this little knee off to go inward a little bit, like so. The other thing we've got to do here is we have to cut up the center here, so we're going to do that. And we're going to cut either side out and to the top of the shoe. So you really want to make that kind of deep there, right where the shoes meet. It's okay to stick that in there a little bit. Okay, just like so. And we're going to go up just a tad here. I'll round this off just a little bit, yeah. Get rid of that marking because that will confuse us here. Alright, I'll be back in a bit.